Hi, Jim Martin with the Charleston Parks Conservancy, and we're out here at Colonial Lake looking at some of those end of the season things that are flowering and still quite beautiful in the landscape. And one of my favorites this time of year, which it's one that sort of sits around all summer long, and you think to yourself, is that thing ever gonna flower? And then poof, all of a sudden, here you have it. And this is one of my favorite fall flowering plants. Also, it's a favorite for our very interested butterflies, bees, and birds coming here to Colonial Lake. It's a plant that's called Tagetes lucida, or the Mexican marigold. And one of the things about this plant that's very interesting is it's actually a substitute for an herb called tarragon. So people have used this as a substitute for tarragon before in the past, so it's one of those herbal kind of things that goes with it. It is a very aromatic perennial that dies back to the ground in the winter, and we cut it back and then it comes back in the early spring. Now, besides some of these things that are still flowering, we have other beauties in the landscape that are providing other things, like the candelabra lily, which we've talked about in the past. And you know, I think in one of my videos we said, hey, this is one of those plants that it sends its seed heads up and then the seed is available, and you can see here, look at that. So I'm like the little seed dispersal person today, and all of a sudden the seeds, they're flying out there and they're gonna land wherever, and then they're gonna seed for the next seasons. Another one that's also in front of us is the Blackeyed Susan. And you know, I tell people, don't cut this back right now, because this is what the little tiny birds are gonna come down and pick off of to get things to eat. So think about all those things in your landscape and the reason you're leaving them there. You might actually hear a little bit of noise out here at Colonial Lake today. That's because it's that festive time of the year where that's the install for the tree for Light the Lake, which is an event that's happened here at Colonial Lake for many, many, many years. And so you get a first-hand view at them installing the tree, which is something you don't often get to see.